square, and you can make all kinds of. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to crochet. You can make a granny square and you can make all kinds of stuff out of it. Make crocheted blankets. Here I'm working on a little sweater for my daughter. This is just using a double crochet, but today I'm going to teach you how to make a single crochet. And I put this on a video, I recorded it and put it on your devices. So that way there are captions in the video if you need them. You'll have you can have the availability to slow the video down or pause the video, because I know whenever you're learning a new skill it can be overwhelming. I've also put it on your devices so that way you can take this video to a spot maybe that might be more relaxing, so you can kind of just not be sitting at your desk, but if you prefer to sit there you can do that as well. The best yarn to use right now when first starting off, in my opinion, is going to be a 4-ply or just your basic yarn that you find at the store. Most yarns are 4-ply. We have our yarn here. I've been crocheting since I was 17. I learned when I was 17 years old and I'm 34 now, so about 16 years I think. Off and on, but lately, the last few years, a lot. What you're going to do is you're going to make something called a slip knot. And you're going to make a little X like this. And then you're going to go through and pull the big yarn through the hole, so that way you have a knot that kind of moves. Okay, the next thing you're going to have to learn how to do is how to hold the yarn. There's a lot of different ways you can hold the yarn. You could hold it just like this, or how I do it. And remember, you can pause the video and rewind it, watch it a lot of times, or you can find a different way to hold it, however you want to do it. But you wrap it around your pinky like this, come around the bottom, over this finger, and then you hold this yarn with these two fingers. Do is, now that your yarn is on your hook here, and you want to keep this tension right here kind of tight, you're gonna put your yarn through around the hook and pull it through the hole. This takes a lot of practice. This right here, just learning how to do the knot and how to hold the yarn and do this right here, this could take, you know, hours of practice. And when I first started, all of my loops were different sizes. As you yarn over and pull through the hole, it's going to create a chain. This is called a chain. And as you do that, you want to move your fingers up because it gets kind of loose and harder. So you pull your fingers up like that. Yarn over, pull through. Normally you would count. And a lot of people get to this point right here where they can make a chain and then they quit. And so if you can just get past this part right here and you learn one more thing that you can do, one more chain, you can make all kinds of stuff. You can make hats, you can make scarves, you can make blankets, you can make pot holders, all kinds of things, washcloths. Most people, their first projects are going to be something small so that way they can finish. But first I'm just teaching you the basics and then you can pick something. So a pattern will tell you how much you need to chain. I didn't even count these chains because I'm just showing you how to do it right now. Each chain has like 3 little things here, and then there's like a little hump on the back, right? A lot of people will work into the tops of the chains. I prefer to work in that hump on the back. Chain right here, and then there's the second hump. So got one hump, second hump, okay? You're gonna skip the first hump and you're going to go into the second hump. And here's what you're going to do. This is called a single crochet. Okay? You're going to stick your hook into that second hump on the back. Stick it in there, and then you're going to pull the yarn, the long string, and pull it through that hump. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Okay? Now you're going to go into the very next hump right there on top. And make sure you're holding your yarn tight. And this takes a lot of practice. You're going to stick your needle through that hump, pull up a loop so you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Now you have 2 single crochets. Okay? You just keep doing that over and over until you get to the end. And now that you've made it this far, you can crochet anything. And there are lots of other stitches you can learn. So you just keep going all the way to the end, and I'm going to show you how to turn. It's not going to look like this at first, but as you go on and you practice and you keep at it, your stitches will look a lot cleaner. Right now they're probably going to be big and little and all over the place, and that's okay because you're just starting out. It's new, right? So if you counted your chains and you minused one because you skipped one at the beginning, then you should have that same number of chains. So here's the last one. See, there's one more chain right there. There's one more little bump. So I'm going to put my hook in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two. Okay, so here we have our first row, however long you made your chains. When you're first starting out, it might be easier just to do like 10 chains, 15 chains. To go back over, to go back down, this is all you need to know now. So here we go. You're going to chain one, and then you're going to turn it. And right here in this very first, right here, the very first one, you're going to go in and you're going to do the same thing you've been doing. Sometimes it's tricky and you might accidentally, when I first started out, I would have like this big long thing going like this way because I kept adding chains on the end. So it does take a little bit of practice to recognize where to put your hook or where to put your first chain. One way that you can do that is just by counting your chains every time. So if you know, like, let's say that was the end. I know I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to go up, I'm going to turn it, and then I know this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 row of 6 chains. If I did that, if that wasn't there. You just have to count because sometimes it can be confusing. After a while, you'll be able to recognize the ending chains and the starting chains without even thinking about it. At first, you're just going to have to count. Once you learn how to chain and do a single crochet and turn, you can make all kinds of stuff. Today, I'm going